The delicious sound and smell of summer is costing a lot more.
Yeah, if the prices are getting higher, I just can't afford it.
As barbecue season heats up, beef prices are getting tougher to swallow.
They're skyrocketing.
Blame the high cost of feed and the lowest number of beef cattle in North America in half a century.
Hamburger was a budget meal. Not anymore.
In just 12 months, prices for ground beef at Cantor's has jumped from $1.99 a pound to $3.19.
Prices of beef have gone up in the last 6 months. I think they're going to go some more.
Beef will cost you nearly 13% more than last year. And there's nothing lean about pork prices. They've jumped almost 17%.
It's scary. People aren't following with their incomes as fast as your food is going up.
There are some cheaper choice cuts. A 20-ounce top sirloin steak will run you just under $6.
You're looking at 2 people having a steak.
Pork chops are another affordable alternative. And the price of poultry hasn't spiked as much, so there's always the option of chicken.
It takes 2 chicken legs to make a pound, and they are $2.09, $2.19 a pound.
If you don't feel like firing up the barbecue, dining out is about to get more expensive too.
We're all waiting to deciding what to do.
Silver Heights Restaurant's meat supplier has told them to brace for a big jump in prices.
They're expecting a 30 to 50% increase by April if the supply stays the same.
A cost the business doesn't want to pass to consumers, but likely will have to. Tamara Lansky, Global News.
Hi there, I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
You're tuned in to Video Radio.
Independent media for an intelligent world.
Well, we're talking about something that's important to you, which is food prices and above all meat prices that are skyrocketing in price.
You can see from the previous clip how our beef prices and our pork prices are going way, way up.
And we're thinking of more ways to say the word prices than price, but there are solutions, so let's cover one.
For kids in inner-city Baltimore, summertime means more chances to run free in the sunshine. But many of them miss the meals they've become accustomed to receiving while school is in session. Some 44 million American children get breakfast and lunch there under the federal school food program. They qualify for the free or reduced price meals if their family incomes fall below the government's poverty lines. But only 1 in every 7 of those children who get school meals participate in the summer food program. In Baltimore, the city housing department and the school district serve the food at more than 400 neighborhood locations, like this community center.
We understand just from the numbers that we see walking through the door that families need support, and we're here to support them wherever we can.
But in many other places around the U.S., too few local agencies are willing or able to run summer programs. That shortfall, say child nutrition advocates, is another factor contributing to high obesity rates among children. The free meals must include a balanced variety of milk, fruit, vegetables, grains, and protein.
So by offering whole foods and varying options, we're finding we're changing their palate and, quite frankly, changing their lifestyle. They're going home and now asking their parents, can I get a papaya, or can I get a fresh pineapple or orange?
Here in the city of Baltimore, with one of the higher jobless rates in the country, the number of kids taking free summer meals is actually slightly down this year, perhaps a barometer of an improving economy. Yet the government estimates that in 2012, 10% of American households were unable to provide enough nutritious food for their children. Tom Ackerman, Al Jazeera, Baltimore.
So that's pretty cool.
It's really great that American teachers are taking the food insecurity issue and extending it through the summer because so many kids are going hungry.
There are so many kids going hungry, especially right here in Kelowna, British Columbia. We know it's 1 in 5 kids going hungry. You wouldn't believe the amount of kids who are forced to eat meals at $2 and something a meal.
That's ridiculous.
Kind of embarrassing.
But the amount of food waste that's going on is staggering.
They're looking at, in the local area, 30% of our food just gets thrown out, and people actually defend the right to throw out leftovers because they don't eat leftovers.
But some people do have solutions, and here's Abby Martin, our friend from RT, with a special report.
In the U.S., 31%, or 133 billion of the 430 billion pounds of the available food supply at the retail and consumer levels in 2010 went uneaten. And that number might even be a conservative estimate, according to the Natural Resources Defense Council. That organization found that one of the primary reasons mass food waste is such a pressing issue is the ever-increasing portion sizes, both at restaurants and bulk grocery stores. And more food means much, much more food in the garbage. Furthermore, the economic impact of the waste is palpable. According to the USDA, every year, Americans waste $48 billion in meat, poultry, and fish, 30 in vegetables, and $27 billion in dairy products. But it doesn't have to be this way. With the rising awareness of the harm that our food habits are causing, some restaurants are taking it upon themselves to address the problem head on. Take, for instance, the amazing story of a Chicago restaurant called Sandwich Me In. This restaurant hasn't taken out the trash in nearly 2 years thanks to practices like using fresh local produce, handing out reasonable portion sizes, and running on sustainable energy. But even entire countries are getting in on the fight against waste. See, according to Swedish waste management, just 4% of Sweden's household waste ends up in landfills. The rest is recycled or used as fuel in the country's waste-to-energy power plants. The program has been so successful that Sweden can't even produce enough waste to keep up, prompting the country to actually import hundreds of thousands of pounds of trash from other European countries. Listen, America's waste problem is hardly going away overnight. But there are realistic models we can turn to right now for solutions. Because waste not, want not isn't just some cute idiom we were taught as children. It's a lifestyle we simply have to embrace.
So Abby Martin, she does some really awesome stuff on Russia Today.
And it's really cool that Sweden is importing food waste from other European countries to power their grid.
Yeah, and we know that we could get off the grid, totally off this monopolized power structure. Of course, banks and government are standing firmly in the way of that.
But there are other solutions out there. There is a San Antonio steakhouse that's making a difference in Texas.
This could happen here. Check it out.
Longhorn Steakhouse managing partner Jessica Elizondo starts her day off by cutting a pristine ribeye steak.
We hand cut our ribeyes in-house. So we're taking those loins and basically doing the trimming and cutting those steaks to our specifications.
Specifications that leave a lot of meat on the cutting board.
Between 25 to 50 pounds, varying day to day.
Which is why Jessica's steaks don't just feed her customers, they also feed the hungry.
Instead of throwing that in a trash, we have decided to take that and donate it to the San Antonio Food Bank.
Once Jessica is done cooking and bagging leftover trimmings that the restaurant's not going to use, she puts it in a bin like this one, along with bread, veggies, and anything else that the restaurant's not going to use. From there, that food is given to Lino over here with the San Antonio Food Bank. After that, the food is distributed to places like the Food Bank Kitchen here at Haven for Hope, where executive chefs like Martha take it and turn it into delicious meals like this chili.
They're going to get a fantastic product from someplace like Longhorn Steakhouse one day. They'll get produce from a local farmer in Pleasanton the next day and put it all together to make a nourishing meal for a family at Haven.
Or 122,000. That's how many pounds of food the 6 Longhorn Steakhouses in San Antonio have donated this year alone.
Hundreds of thousands of meals in 1 year, just from taking that little extra and turning it into something like chili like we did here at Haven for Hope. It's just tremendous.
You have that good feeling of we're helping out. In some way, somebody is going to benefit from what I do every day.
The food bank says it has resources at the ready to help other area restaurants create similar programs.
So if you check it out on our Facebook page, well down on the page, there is a company called Ugly Vegetables and Ugly Groceries, where they're actually taking carrots that aren't straight and selling them. They're doing it at reduced prices, and they're really making a huge impact because, well, stores like Safeway, Save on Foods, throw out vegetables that aren't perfect on the shelf.
There's also a fresh supermarket chain that has gone into business with the ugly vegetables, and the demand for them is skyrocketing.
Yeah. Talking about voting with your pocketbook. Okay, what do we got next here?
Well, apparently, because of all the food waste, some enterprising people in Toronto decided they would show us what dumpster diving is all about and how to recover food waste and use it properly.
Never thought I'd be doing a clip like this, but check it out.
Today we're going to be dumpster diving and trying to reclaim a bit of food that has been thrown out because it's been deemed as not safe to eat, but it is very much still safe to eat. People kind of expect perfect food, so if they see a bunch of bananas with a few brown spots, they'll know that if you walk into a store, like, what are you going to pick? The one with the brown spots or the ones that look perfect? People pick the perfect ones, so stores like this are going to start throwing out all the food that's just not perfect, because they know that that food will sit there and continue to rot until it's completely inedible. So stores like this kind of preemptively throw food out. This cauliflower has a few spots on it. So if you see that, you're not going to take it in a store. People wouldn't buy that. So you can easily cut that part off, and then the other 95% of the cauliflower is fine. That's a good peach. Feel that. That's a nice peach.
Still hard?
Yeah, I'm guessing for that, one peach in like a pre-packaged container of 12 was moldy, so they threw the whole package out. Just a little bonus peach for the drive.
Take a bite right now.
Okay. And let me just check this one real quick if you hold this up. That looks nice. I'm gonna get me some of those mushrooms. I'm able to eat a diet that would be indistinguishable from someone who normally buys their food. People would have no idea I dumpster dived if they came and ate at the meals I prepared for them. Best before dates are guidelines as to when the food is at its best. When you go beyond a best before date, the government is saying that this food might have some small changes in texture or flavor, but it's still safe to eat. So even like meat, it's still just a best before date, and that's almost every food. Dumpster diving, sure, you're reducing waste, and that's a good thing, but it's just a way to kind of highlight really how just kind of tragic our system is in food waste. The solution really is to actually make proactive changes in your own consumption patterns. So I know it's not an easy answer because we all need to buy groceries. So I think part of the solution is just to be more mindful of your own wasteful habits.
So it's an action-packed day today on Radio Free Canada.
And you can see that so much food gets thrown away that people can actually feed themselves without having to resort to spending a lot on groceries.
And of course, if we could wake up a huge quantity of people that just throw away food, we could solve our world food problems. Also, there's a monetization of the food that is just ridiculous, and we're starting to see skyrocketing prices become of it.
But here in Kelowna, the metro community is opening up a new social enterprise called Socially Conscious Comfort Food, which will help people on the street with employment, and also will provide cheap, wholesome food for people that need it.
And of course, it's a private company that's socially based that's doing it, and not the government and banks. I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
Coming up next, we're going to cover more on the food issues around the world by starting off with smoking a French fry.
You got to see it to believe it.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
For over 125 years, we've been bringing people together. Today, we'd like to come together on something that concerns all of us: obesity. The long-term health of our families and the country are at stake, and as the nation's leading beverage company, we have played an important role. Across our portfolio of over 650 beverages, we now offer 180 low and no-calorie choices. These diet beverages still pose serious health risks. Even though we've reduced the calories per serving, these beverages can still cause kidney problems, obesity, metabolic syndrome, cell damage, and rotting teeth, which leaves 470 beverages which have extremely high, unhealthy levels of calories. Consuming large amounts of rapidly digested sugar and high fructose corn syrup causes a spike in blood sugar and insulin, which can lead to inflammation and insulin resistance, both of which may increase your risk of stroke, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and cancer. Coke has also been known to accelerate aging and cause high cholesterol. The American Heart Association recommends consuming no more than 450 calories from sugar-sweetened beverages per week, the amount in about 3 cans of soda. Imagine if cigarette companies said they were doing something responsible to protect you. How would you react to that? Beating obesity will take action by all of us, based on one simple, common-sense fact. All calories are not the same, and the calories in Coca-Cola products have no nutritional value. If you choose to live a healthy lifestyle, then you should not be drinking any of our products. If you drink Coke, you'll get fatter and fatter. The solution is simple, and it's right in front of your eyes. Don't drink Coke. It's killing you and your family. Coca-Cola. We're partially responsible for America's obesity problem.